Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers gift poor Guatemalan children backpacks and school supplies in Palencia. Inspiring the good in people with its truthful content, we get to know DaAi TV. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee Shioda. Thank you for joining us. We begin today's program in Guatemala. Tzu Chi volunteers recently held a distribution of school supplies in cooperation with the local city government of Palencia. Volunteers provided backpacks and other school supplies for over 300 students studying at 30 schools in the area.
Although it is a public holiday in Guatemala, teachers here in Palencia have not taken the day off. Instead, they're accompanying poverty-stricken students and their families to a distribution of school supplies hosted by Tzu Chi volunteers. Over 300 students from 30 schools in the area have come to participate. The mayor and city government workers are also assisting in the distribution.
The Tzu Chi Foundation first came to Palencia in 2004. They have become an important ally of the local government. Our gratitude knows no bounds for the Tzu Chi volunteers in Guatemala, and also Master Zhang Yan. Thank you so much.
The opening ceremony is simple, and volunteers are energetic in spreading the love to children. Some people also make donations as a way to give and pay kindness forward. This is Julio, who suffers from speech problems due to asphyxia. Tzu Chi volunteers know him and his family from San Jose before they moved to Palencia.
Not only for my child, but for all the other young people as well. Thank you so much for this assistance. May God bless and protect all the volunteers all over the world.
Besides holding the distribution, the volunteers also went to an elementary school in the remote region of Sangualaba, with only 11 students in the entire school.
You see the happiness of all these children? It's because they were able to receive these book bags.
Carrying their stationery and book bags, the hearts of these children are filled with joy. Their faces shine brightly as they have been better prepared for school.
In Malaysia, the DaAi Educare Center in Pandai Indah has found a creative way to teach children about the human body. A teacher has asked parents and children to make teaching tools from recycled materials for the lesson. Later, the children put on a performance mimicking a medical TV show, sharing what they have learned.
At the DaAi Educare Center in Pandai Indah, a teacher is working with parents and students to make tools for a lesson on the human body. After researching on the internet, they went in to search for suitable materials. In extending the use of these items, the children also learn about conservation.
This can be made into a bone or the intestines.
While adding their creativity during the tool-making process, the parents and children also get to enjoy some fun together, which help the children learn better.
Our school emphasizes parent and child interactions. We let the parents and children work together to complete the tasks on different topics.
In parent-child activities like this one, we try to let kids do things on their own. I've discovered that my child can actually use scissors.
In addition to making the props, students also explain to their class what they have learned about the human anatomy, mimicking a TV medical show called All About Health.
I've made the eyes, which we use to see things. Do not watch iPad or read when lying down.
Later, the students share what they learned in class at the Kuala Lumpur Jingsi Hall on Family Day.
We should not eat food that is too salty, so our kidneys won't go bad.
I made a bone. Our bones help us stand and sit straight.
Getting creative, the children also sing and dance, bringing laughter to the parents. With the participation of parents, this lesson is more than learning about the human body. In combining school and family education, the school hopes children can learn more efficiently.
Staying in Malaysia, the Tzu Chi Selangor and Kuala Lumpur chapter recently held the first session of the 2016 Tzu Chi Youth Officers Training Camp. More than 100 Tzu Chi leaders from different universities seized the occasion to learn from each other and affirm their vow to inspire compassion. At the camp, many Tzu Chi alumni took on different tasks to ensure Tzu Chis got the most out of this experience.
Clad in blue and white uniforms, 129 Tzu Chis from 40 universities gather at a Kuala Lumpur静思Hall to attend a Tzu Chi Youth Officers Training Camp. The camp's theme, Inherit the Past and Usher in the Future, is also the mission of Tzu Chi leaders.
How do we continue 50 years of Tzu Chi's mission? The Master wants Tzu Chi to exist forever.
I wasted much time before becoming a Tzu Chi leader because I had my doubts about life. I learned about the true meaning of life after attending camps like this one. The future belongs to young people, so we will be the backbone of society. We need to take actions to change the planet Earth.
Tzu Chi Them Jia Wei, who was the Tzu Chi Club contact person for over a year, had trouble facing obstacles and limits until she saw how Master Zheng Yan has been benefiting the public continuously for 50 years.
Sometimes I felt discouraged after our classmates turned down my invitations. However, the Master has persevered over the years. Why do I feel intimidated about being rejected once? I started to try for the second and third time.
Their Tzu Chi experience has broadened their horizons, and many have vowed to inspire more people's love to create a cycle of compassion in society. Nurturing the young takes a lot of effort and mindfulness. The team leaders at the Tzu Chi Youth Officers Training Camp know the importance of such effort.
The seeds are like Tzu Chis, then sunshine, air, and water are the Master's Dharma teachings. We Tzu Chi alumni must teach by setting an example and accompanying the Tzu Chis with patience to let them grow.
These Tzu Chi alumni, who usually help lead Tzu Chis at universities, have taken on different tasks at the camp. Having received people's guidance themselves, they are now sharing the love. Chu Man Chu, who graduated 3 years ago, only participated in events in the past without wanting to take on responsibilities.
This training camp made me realize that I must change my mindset. In the past, I did not shoulder responsibilities, so I did not learn or grow. Therefore, I could not take on necessary tasks. From now on, regardless of whether I am needed or not, I must learn to shoulder responsibilities.
These Tzu Chi alumni hope to continue to pass down the baton of responsibilities and the Tzu Chi spirit for generations to come.
In New Taipei City's Xizhi District, a training course for medical volunteers of the Northern Taiwan districts was recently held. Over 500 people attended the event to gain a better understanding of what it takes to be a medical volunteer. Experienced volunteers also share some tips of the trade with newcomers.
On stage, a comedic sketch of an overzealous volunteer is presented. A volunteer must be passionate as well as tactful. A first-time participant, Chen Mei Yuan, is glad that she has attended this course.
Sometimes when we go, we might be over-enthusiastic about volunteering and end up offending people accidentally.
Members of the Tzu Chi Performers Association soon realize that it takes training to be a good volunteer.
Being of service to others brings me more happiness than acting. I'm sorry to say, but I like it much better than acting.
I am so fortunate that I can be a volunteer. It's very wonderful that others are here to teach me. I'm very grateful.
This is the first time for many of these participants to come in contact with these courses. For example, how to best wash our hands, wear a mask, or push a wheelchair. This is the basics of our course today.
The medical volunteers training course held at the Xizhi Tzu Chi grounds was attended by over 500 volunteers. These lessons are filled with useful information as well as Tzu Chi's humanitarianism.
When we give direction, we don't use just one finger to point. We must use our hand as this is a more respectful way. It's our Tzu Chi way.
While experienced medical volunteers share their wisdom, behind-the-scenes kitchen volunteers have been busy preparing the day's meal.
The master said we need to have a heart of giving, so I'm here to make friends and help out. Otherwise, in my next life, I might not be as fortunate.
As fortunes and blessings are abound here at the Tzu Chi grounds, everyone comes together to fulfill their calling to be a medical volunteer.
In Malaysia, a professor from the University of Science has established the Peace Learning Center in Penang to provide education to Rohingya refugee children. Recently, one teacher in training noticed that the water at the center was not clean and sought out Tzu Chi's assistance. Upon learning of the situation, Tzu Chi volunteers installed filter water dispensers at the school to give children safe drinking water.
I've discovered that the water from the faucet is not good for their health.
We have
been sponsoring dialysis center in Myanmar for a long time, so we try our best when the opportunity arises to form good affinities with these children.
DaAi TV first went on air on January 1st of 1998. Now the TV station broadcasts its programs in high definition through the help of 12 satellites to all corners of the world. The nonprofit station focuses on programs that will help promote peace and harmony in the world and has been a positive influence in society.
People all over the world can access the content of DaAi television, whether through satellites orbiting around the planet or the internet.
以前脾气是相当的暴躁。
I used to be very short-tempered, but after watching Master Zheng Yan's sermons and Jingce aphorisms on DaAi TV, I began to learn and slowly bettered myself.
脾气就变得慢慢的很好很好。
I write everything that I've learned from Master Chen Yang in DaAi TV. I am without notes and people we have to help unconditionally. That is my first job because of Tzu Chi. My mindset has changed.
你好，欢迎收看《大爱全球新闻》，我是陈燕珊。
The station broadcasts news, dramas based on real-life stories, traditional opera, sermons, and informative and documentary programs, which greatly differs from the content of a commercial TV station.
大爱的国际新闻。
The international content of DaAi News and its coverage on positive stories in society, which promotes goodness, are all very important.
人性的这个善良的这一面的发扬光大，这个都相当重要的。
Back in 2004, when an entertainer committed suicide, the extensive news coverage on the topic for several months after the tragedy led to a 14.3% increase in suicide rate. Once the focus of the media industry had shifted, the rate dropped by 8%. This proves that the media has a profound impact on society.
慈济大爱让世界亮起来晚会开始。
On January 1st, 1998, DaAi TV went on air and was determined to be a purifying stream in the media industry.
这个大爱台能为世间带来了一片的光明，希望这个爱的文化能清流流入了每一个家庭， 灌注了每一位的心。
Before securing its own channel, DaAi TV's one-hour Tzu Chi World was broadcasted by several different cable operators on different channels at different times.
我们从我们的大爱节目当中
Through our programs, people can come to witness the truth within the Buddha's teachings, 24/7, from Taiwan to all across Asia, Americas, Europe, and the whole world. We can spread the Dharma and Master Zheng Yan's words to all corners within seconds.
传播到全世界各地去。
The non-profit TV station does not have commercial income, nor sells its time slot to other entities. Besides relying on donations, a quarter of the station's annual expense comes from recycling volunteers, sorting and selling recyclables.
简守信，大爱医生馆。
Besides receiving nominations by the prestigious Golden Bell Awards, the station always stands out in any survey on the performance of Taiwan's media.
任何的一个人，任何一个媒体，它都是一个有机体，所以这个社会
Any person, any media functions as an organic individual in society, and so it should take on a higher role to help illuminate the way for others. I believe DaAi TV has been fulfilling this role in each and every way to be a positive influence in
以这种
society.
气度，以这种角度在看这个社会。
3、2、1，开。
In 2012, DaAi TV began broadcasting in high definition, so its audience can get an even clearer picture. In the future, the station will continue to inspire goodness and beauty in people with its truthful content.
In commemoration of the 50th anniversary of Tzu Chi, exhibitions at the Jingsi Hall all over Taiwan have been updated to showcase Tzu Chi's historical mission. At the Hualien Jingsi Hall, curators and guides recently met to check out the newly updated exhibition and also to discuss how to better convey the Dharma, teach Tzu Chi's core principles, and ultimately further the humanitarian mission of the foundation.
With a scan of a barcode, one can get exhibit information at the Hualien Jingsi Hall. Its newly updated exhibit hall will be open to the public soon. Thus, 230 Tzu Chi volunteers have gathered for a preliminary tour.
I believe that in the same way the teachings of Master Zheng Yan can influence us, we can affirm those teachings by sharing them with others and influencing them.
As brothers and sisters who volunteer here, we should put our heart and devotion into every moment to recruit more volunteers to serve as a guide here. In this way, we may not only express, teach, and spread the Dharma, but we can actually embody the Dharma.
自己能够以慈悲实践智慧，以智慧超越烦恼。
The workshop has invited some Dharma masters to come and share their thoughts on spreading the Dharma and Tzu Chi's humanitarian mission. The knowledge shared here today can be put to use in cultivating the Dharma throughout society.
This occasion is different from your average lecture. Here, everyone is learning together and sharing their thoughts. Through mutual interaction and discussion, we hope that everyone learns as one. I'm very thankful that this many brothers and sisters have come to contribute and help propagate the Dharma here today.
To spread the Dharma, there must be those who can profess it. At this gathering in Hualien, these brothers and sisters hope that in the future, they will all be better prepared to spread wisdom throughout society.
Tzu Chi volunteers have long cared for care recipients in need of medical services. Such is the case of Mr. Luo in Kaohsiung, who suffered a debilitating car accident 16 years ago. Recently, volunteers accompanied him to remove a painful benign tumor on his leg. Using a walker to help him reach the wheelchair, Mr. Luo weighs over 100 kilograms. In order to take him to the doctors, Tzu Chi volunteers called upon the rehab taxi to help. Arriving at Tima Dr. Ye Tianhao's clinic, Mr. Luo is here for surgery to remove a benign tumor on his leg. The surgery will take 2 to 3 hours.
I tried to chat with him and talk about his past. I did so to distract him, so he's not anxious or scared.
Dr. Ye, who has been treating him for the past 8 years, also clears away the leg's necrotic tissue to stimulate blood flow.
I know it is a lot of work for him to leave the house, so whenever he visits, I try to do as much as I can.
In the past 7-8 years, he has never been pompous about being a doctor. He's really got the heart of a bodhisattva.
Days after the surgery, volunteers returned to Mr. Luo's house to ensure he is recovering well. It's this type of loving care from Tzu Chi that has accompanied Mr. Luo and others like him throughout the years. In Taichung, Taiwan, 54-year-old Ms. Du, who was handicapped by polio, moves around using a board with wheels. Getting in and around the house was extremely difficult for her since the house was also cluttered. To improve her living conditions and help her mobility, Tzu Chi volunteers cleared out unwanted items and installed ramps at her house for ease of access.
At this care recipient's house in Taichung, Tzu Chi volunteers are clearing out cluttered items in the kitchen in order to install a ramp leading to the bathroom. The volunteers are improving accessibility for 50-year-old Miss Du, who was infected with polio at 2 and has been relying on this wooden board with wheels to move around.
Pushing myself around is definitely inconvenient, but there's no other way.
Since Miss Du and her 80-year-old mother are too feeble to clear out the cluttered items, it is difficult for her to go in and around the house with uneven surface.
We install a ramp to the bathroom in addition to some grab bars, so it will be more convenient for her to enter the bathroom and shower. I cannot do this by myself. Tzu Chi brothers and sisters help us do this. I am very grateful.
The volunteers also clear out spoiled food and unnecessary items in hopes that Ms. Du can live more comfortably and conveniently in the improved environment.
On March 24th, an event to celebrate the success of the Taipei Yangming Home for the Disabled City Garden was held. The superintendent of the home says by taking care of these plants and vegetables, her students have become more emotionally stable. Parents that volunteer their time alongside their children in the garden were also able to strengthen their family bond. Welcoming their visitors with a song, these students gladly show off their organically grown vegetables. This parent, who has a child at the Taipei Yangming Home for the Disabled, says that after the home began this program, she has felt the changes in her child.
The garden is a perfect place for the children to come enjoy themselves. As volunteers of the home, we all want to continue this program so that the children can get the most out of this garden.
In response to Taipei City government's plan to bring more gardens to life in the city, the superintendent of the home worked with some kind-hearted donors and began the Happy Garden program.
Through this city garden program, we can encourage the parents' participation, and together with their involvement, the parents can enjoy the same relaxing atmosphere as their children.
The garden not only helps to beautify the surrounding environment and give the students a place to enjoy nature, but it also provides organically grown vegetables, which helps ensure students get a healthy, well-rounded diet. At the end of the program, we head to Tzu Chi's recycling station in内湖, Taipei, as volunteers host a course on turning recyclables into decorations. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.